12 Unusual Symptoms of Diabetes. Do you realize that more than 30 million individuals experience the ill effects of diabetes in the US, out of which around 7 million are undiscovered? Greetings watchers, and welcome back to another Best Pal video. Diabetes, a condition that creates and increments continuously if not dealt with. There are some undeniable signs that may borrow your time, like extraordinary weakness, being parched frequently, obscured vision and steady cerebral pains. Notwithstanding, there are some clueless signs and side effects that may not borrow your time immediately. At the point when disregarded, it will prompt a feeble invulnerable framework and a lethargic reaction to wound mending. Have you been encountering awful breath and gumminess? Shouldn't something be said about continually feeling irritated and crabby? Today we will discuss some unordinary indications of diabetes that you ought to know about. Gum disease and bad breath. This must be one of the most unanticipated indications of high glucose. While plaque and unfortunate dental cleanliness are the two essential drivers for halitosis or terrible breath, diabetes ought not be precluded. On the off chance that your breath has been smelling kind and out of control recently, perhaps it is the ideal opportunity for you to get your glucose checked. High glucose implies high glucose content in the salivation. This glucose fills in as a fantastic dining experience for the microbes present in the middle of the teeth and inside the mouth. Another explanation is that high glucose makes your body incapable to fend off diseases. Along these lines, it gets hard to battle the steadily deteriorating gum sickness. What are some home cures you have discovered helpful to dispose of terrible breath? Advise us in the remarks. Unsteadiness, lightheadedness or tipsiness is a typical side effect for a plenty of ailments. As glucose rises, the body starts its endeavor to dispose of the abundant glucose content in the blood through unnecessary pee. Low degrees of liquid in the body lead to wooziness in light of the fact that without the perfect measure of water, your cerebrum battles to work appropriately. While tipsiness can be a sign of vertigo, high or low pulse, hyperventilations or something different, clinical consideration ought to be sought in such cases. Normally discombobulation is brief. Notwithstanding, on the off chance that you've been encountering customary tipsiness, it very well may be a result of high glucose. Intermittent infection. People with high glucose will in general be more vulnerable to regular contaminations like influenza and pneumonia. They are likewise at high danger for creating diseases in the ear, urinary plot, sinuses and nose. This occurs because of high measures of glucose in the body. It assaults the insusceptible framework and restrains the body's capacity to deliver disease-battling white platelets. Serious diabetes additionally causes a development in the veins which influences bloodstream. Because of helpless blood supply, the body's capacity to mend wounds is brought down. In the event that you've been determined to have diabetes, getting an influenza shot and appropriate immunizations will be of extraordinary assistance, particularly during influenza season. Hazier skin on the neck, often mistook for skin illness. The advancement of dim patches around the neck, armpits, elbows and knees is really a skin pigmentation issue that is an after effect of prediabetes. Brown complexion, pigmentation or acanthosis is quite possibly the most outstanding indications of untreated high glucose. These dim patches of skin have a smooth and thick surface that occasionally feel irritated. An excessive amount of insulin in the circulatory system is the fundamental driver for this skin condition. It triggers fast multiplication in skin cells. An appropriate eating regimen, great exercise, regular and glucose control techniques can turn around this condition. Peevishness and mood swings. Changes in glucose levels straightforwardly affect the temperament and mental status. When the glucose is inside typical reach, these manifestations disappear. Fluctuating blood glucose brings about quick changes of state of mind. Low glucose will cause you to feel sort of euphoric and even sort of alcoholic. While then again, when it shoots up, it might prompt disarray and even epileptic scenes. Diabetes additionally prompts sorrow, nervousness and stress. While these side effects can't be evident enough for specialists to analyze diabetes, it can adversely affect personal satisfaction. Unexplained weight loss. Unintentional weight reduction can be brought about by a number of things and is normally an indication of some hidden ailment. These can be anything from diabetes and malignancy to Addison's infection and tuberculosis or something different. If there should arise an occurrence of weight reduction set off by diabetes, deficient insulin keeps the body from extricating glucose from the platelets and using it as energy. Thus, your body begins consuming fat and muscles, that causes a significant decrease in body weight. In the event that you notice your body weight getting lower or you've acquired than 4 kilograms, then your diabetes is likely going unnoticed. Dry itchy skin. Did you realize that diabetes can prompt nerve harm? Dry, bothersome skin is a typical condition for individuals with diabetes because of nerve harm. On the off chance that your skin has been feeling dry, disturbed and irritated in a limited area, at that point this may likewise form into a skin disease. Yet, how is disturbed skin identified with high glucose? Before diabetes-related nerve harm, cytokine levels in the blood rise. These are answerable for aggravation, especially around the hands and feet. Being incendiary in nature, these substances cause tireless tingling. Dodging hot showers and applying unforgiving synthetic-filled creams, particularly in the middle of fingers and toes, could give you some alleviation. Queasiness can be set off by a few elements like drug, gastroparesis and pancreatitis. Notwithstanding, perhaps the most ignored elements is diabetes. Both low and high glucose can cause queasiness. In the event that these manifestations are deteriorating, it can bring about a few unexpected problems, including insulin stun. To evade every one of these intricacies, it is essential to follow a severe dinner plan, intently screen glucose and enjoy different outside exercises. A diabetic stomach is something you should watch out for. In the event that this queasy inclination stays, it very well may be a genuine thing. Queasiness can likewise mean there's a major issue with your kidneys. Here are 12 signs that your kidneys need assistance. Presently, back to the lesser-known results of high glucose. Dry mouth. Dry mouth implies precisely what it seems like. Salivation helps control microorganisms levels and washes away the corrosive present around the teeth and gums. On the off chance that you've been going after your water more than expected, there's clearly some absence of dampness in your mouth, clinically known as xerostomia. Breaks toward the edges of the lips, bothering toward the edge of the mouth, and irritation of gums or gum disease are some normal indications for dry mouth you should pay special mind to. Albeit this condition can happen to anybody, it is for the most part normal among individuals with type 1 and 2 diabetes. The purpose for this remaining part's a secret, yet high glucose is to be accused. Agony in limbs. Leg torment, issues or torment in the appendages is frequently disregarded or not paid attention to. However, in the event that you have been battling with high glucose, torment in your appendages can be cause for concern. Diabetic neuropathy is a condition where the nerves get harmed because of unregulated or consistent high glucose. Leg agony or issues is a consequence of this neuropathy. A few group may likewise encounter deadness, shivering or torment and consuming sensations either in their feet or legs. Sorting out the connection between these episodes of appendage torment and diabetes is critical. In any case, there might be dread of losing a foot or potentially a leg in the most dire outcome imaginable. Chest pain. Do you realize that 1 of every 12 men and 1 out of 30 ladies experience the ill effects of this heart condition? Chest torment is a positive sign for some fundamental ailment. Diabetes or not, you should get yourself looked at in the event that you've been encountering chest torment. In the event of high glucose, veins get tormented, and the stream into the organ gets interfered. This condition is otherwise called angina, and one of its causes is high glucose. To put it plainly, the more extended diabetes goes unnoticed, the higher the odds of quietly creating conditions for stroke. Vision problems. High glucose has been connected to eye issues like foggy vision, waterfalls and glaucoma. At the point when glucose shoots up, the eye focal points swell up, making the vision obscure out. With appropriate medicine and glucose control, these vision issues can be addressed very quickly. Some other lesser realized vision-related issues because of diabetes may likewise incorporate eye torment, corona around lights, cerebral pains and watery eyes. It is said over and over not to overlook the indications of high blood glucose. Doing so will clearly demolish the circumstance and may disable the ordinary working of organs. There are more ways for you to assume responsibility for your diabetic condition. Eat these nourishments to manage high glucose or check out these signs that could mean you are diabetic. These recordings are an absolute necessity. Watch on the off chance that you are searching for approaches to manage high glucose. Educate us regarding how you manage high glucose. Does it include way of life changes? Sound off in the remarks.